No, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 421. Mets 10:23 p.m. Dixie 7:23 a.m. All clear to establish an observation-only link with Kelball, Ballooney telepath to Lala. Yes, I'm ready, Lala replied aloud, prompting Ballooney to bring Richard Kelball's home office into view, where they found themselves sitting at an uncapped, cluttered desk where he was alternating between a half-dozen files on a home computer, reviewing, cogitating, updating, and annotating the various files in which he was immersed. Tommy, Kelball whispered as he scanned his files. There's no doubt that you are a very disturbed and violent scumbag, but I'm quite curious about how your involvement in this robbery has you arraigned on murder charges. You've been sliding downhill since at least 1987, when you were charged and acquitted of burning your home for insurance money. Apparently, whatever you netted from the fire was insufficient, seeing how in '89 you were convicted of check-kiting, forging checks, and passing bad checks, which sent you to prison where, lo and behold, you were described as a model prisoner. Even made wise use of your time and managed to matriculate. In August of '90, you were paroled. Hindsight makes it obvious that parole wasn't a good idea, since less than a year later you admitted to robbing 9 separate butcher shops by blowing their safes between April and July of 1991, which, in November of 1994, earns you an 8-year prison sentence in Pentridge Prison for breaking and entering along with robbery. By December of '98, you'd had enough of Pentridge, and you, along with fellow inmate Johnny Walker, managed a prison break just in time for Christmas. You and Walker captured prison guard Helmut Kohl and forced him to release you for fear of his life. Then, after demanding that he give you his card, you then add insult to injury when you knock Kohl out with his own rifle when he tells you he doesn't have a car. Finding yourself free of the prison's walls, but certainly not in the clear, you are miraculously presented with your salvation in the guise of Salvation Army Brigadier William Booth, who, after repeating your headbutt exit using Cole's rifle on poor Booth, you and Walker steal Booth's car and drive away with the man concussed and unconscious on the blacktop. On the run with nowhere to go, you ditch Booth's car and hijack another one, this one owned by Frank Jezerowski. Jezerowski's not having it, so one of you lets him have it. Either you or Walker shot and killed Jezerowski. Murdered him, plain and simple, but who shot Jezerowski is important. One of you shot a man dead and needs to be put away for the rest of your life, so far as I'm concerned, but the other one may deserve a lighter sentence, and I'm not really comfortable with a lot of life-changing assumptions that are being made in this case. It's your arrest following the robbery of South Bank on Christmas Eve that's gnawing at me. I'm confident you and Walker robbed the South Bank on 66th Ernest Street, South Brisbane, on Christmas Eve. It's how BPD investigated that's got me concerned. When BPD arrived at the scene after the thieves got away, it's the statement Joan Crawford made where she reported, "Inside the bank, one of the bandits pointed a gun right at me and said, 'This gun shot a man a few days ago. If you don't want to be next, hand over your money and hit the floor.'" BP did their job. They questioned her and showed her mugshots of Edmonds and Walker. The problem I have is that despite both men wearing masks, she identified Edmonds as the man who admitted that the gun in his hand had shot someone, and Brisbane made the leap that since Edmonds had the gun and had made the veiled threat that he was the man who had shot and killed someone, with it leading to him being charged in both the robbery and Jezerowski's murder. Something I think we should revisit before the trial begins. Severing the telepathic link, Ballooney asked Lala, "Is that sufficient for now? Should I re-establish our link and continue monitoring Kelball?" "Sever, please," Lala replied, her thoughts to Ballooney ending their sharing Kelball world via his perspective.